Go ahead.
The time is now 5:37 p.m. on May 5th, 2020. I am Monique Celadon, and I will now call to order this town hall meeting of the Manor Independent School District Board of Trustees. Notice of this meeting has been posted pursuant to the mandates of the Governor and Attorney General in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. A quorum of the Board of Trustees is present by video conference. Ms. Ana Cortez.
Here.
Mr. Sam Samaripa. Mr. Sam Samaripa.
I'm sorry, here.
Ms. Janie Cerna.
Here.
And Monique Celadon. I will now have Eden Ramirez lead this meeting of the town hall. Go ahead, Mr. Ramirez, or Rivera.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Celadon. I appreciate it. And good evening, Manor ISD. Thank you all for welcoming us to your homes and to your offices, wherever you're at today. Like Ms. Celadon was saying, we are having a virtual town hall meeting tonight to discuss and have a meaningful conversation with all of your community about what we're looking for in your next superintendent for Manor ISD. As a lot of you might know, Manor ISD is currently undergoing a superintendent search. The search closed about a week ago, and we are now in the process of gathering information from the community in order to learn more about what the needs are. And so this is a little unique setting. We are currently under COVID-19 and practicing social distancing, so we're making this a virtual town hall. And we do have people signed up to speak. Those of you who might not have signed up, who still want to sign up, we'll make that available to you all. If you email us, we still have a few slots open. If you email me to eramirez@808west.com, you are going to be able to get the Zoom link for you to dial in and have you be part of the town hall. Those of you who have already signed up for the town hall, you should have received in your inbox an email about half an hour ago that contains a Zoom link to sign up. And once you click on the link, it'll bring you straight here with us, where we're going to have a town hall meeting to discuss and have a conversation about this. So we look forward to you all starting to dial in and come on board for us to begin this conversation. I think we have one person here already in the waiting room, so we're going to check them out real quick and see if they are someone who signed up. So we'll be right back. Give me a quick second. Good evening, Mr. Condra. Let's see.
Oh, it's Gary Fry. Sorry.
Gary, all right.
It comes up a different thing because that's the charter school.
Oh, no problem, Mr. Gary. All right, sir. So right now you actually are in, and we don't have anybody else on waiting. So I know you're signed up to a little later, but we're happy to start with you. Are you okay with that?
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. Hi,
All
Anna.
right.
Hi, Alfredo.
Well, so we're having a virtual town hall, as you might know. Thank you for signing up and speaking with us today. We are allowing all the participants about a 5-minute on the floor to have a conversation with me, and the board's listening in, of course, and the community is listening in, where we'll take notes and we'll give you an opportunity to share what you think about who the next superintendent should be with respect to qualities and what you're looking for in your next leader for Manor ISD. So my name is Selena Ramirez. I'm part of the search firm who's working with this. And so if it's okay with you, I'll get your clock started and I'll open up the floor for you and go from there.
Not a problem, sir.
All right, so we're going to get started. You have 5 minutes. We'll open up 2-3 minutes and then we'll have a conversation about that. So go ahead and move forward, Mr. Fry.
Hi, guys. I won't take long. I'm going back. I know, well, I'm not even going to talk about decisions that have been made up to this point. We're just going to go from this point forward. But I remember on the day that I got hired in, about 2 months, I think, after you brought Dr. Avery in, somebody on the board asked me what I thought the major problems that Maynard were, since I had done development work at Lubbock Cooper, been there for like 25 years. And I said it was either the 5 superintendents in 3 years or 3 superintendents in 5 years, whatever it was. It wasn't good for consistency. And I said, I don't know how to deal with this because I've had the same superintendent literally my entire career at Lubbock Cooper. So I was seeing that. The thing that I was looking at for some of the stuff was I've been listening to some of the comments. I really haven't talked, but kind of looking from the perspective of the person that's running around trying to find extra money and extra resources for the district, of saying some of the ideas about keeping consistency and having the same mindset going is one of the things that I'm considering very important, because what we're going through right now in the school business is extremely interesting. And I'm seeing it both from the Maynard perspective and then the Condra Charter School perspective. So it's interesting seeing 2 different ends of the spectrum. And what I was looking for was somebody that has actually shown that they can move scores to the highest level that TEA rates you, and has the same consistent philosophy. Again, I was used to at Lubbock Cooper, everybody promoting kind of from within till people kind of retired. I was telling people we had one head of counseling that finished her 50th year at Lubbock Cooper. And so people are going, I said, oh no, I wasn't considered to be that senior of a staff member with only 20 years experience. This is what I kind of want to see. Again, I would tell you what would be best for me, but with the board, I would like to see if we have a qualified candidate that can show that they have raised scores and come at and are currently at Lubbock Cooper, can tell that I've been working there and wasn't expecting to do this yet, but has been at Maynard the whole time with Dr. Avery, because his policies have got us this far, and I kind of want to see the policies continue to moving on. Because whenever I moved, it was kind of unique seeing that when new superintendents come in, the whole universe gets changed, because that even happened at Lubbock Cooper. And it's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just that. But that's kind of just the statement, because it's looking for somebody from within would be my
and these are
recommendation.
These are absolutely very good comments. Let me ask you, I know you kind of touched on it, but is it safe to say that you're looking for a superintendent that won't necessarily reinvent the wheel, but continue and build on the progress? And that's good feedback. So I'll make sure that we take that down. The other interesting part, that I think that you brought up that was good, was someone who already has this sort of proven track record, as opposed to someone who needs training wheels coming in. So that's the other aspect that I got. Would that be fair?
Yes, sir. Because writing grants, since I reconstruct the universe to fit whatever I think is going to make sure we get the checks, I know you can tell an extremely good story on paper, but then it's like whenever people look and says, how do you know you can do this? Oh, well, here's the $100 million worth of grants I've funded and the 12 similar programs I've ran. And kind of getting somebody who's actually done it. And again, I would like to see somebody that's done it at the principal level with similar kids, and then moving into senior leadership with the similar kids. I don't know where you're going to find somebody. Well, I have an idea, but it's a hard check-off sheet to check all the little boxes.
Yeah. Well, these are all great points, and we do really thank you for chiming in on this. I really enjoy. I think those are 2 points the board can walk away with as we kind of set the expectations for the next superintendent in terms of what the community's out there feeling. But we're running down the clock. I'll give you 30 seconds to close. And
oh no, I'm through. I've got everything. Because it's, if you have any questions, you can holler again. Since I actually still work it there, it's kind of like, except for being stuck in Lubbock.
No. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We appreciate it. So what we're doing with our participants is we're gonna ask if they we're allowing only the participants come in. Anyone who wants to watch it, we're asking them to do so on Facebook and YouTube with the district or the link they send out. So I do thank you for your time, for chiming in. I really appreciate it, sir.
And I'll switch over to Facebook.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Fry.
Okay, have a good one.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. All right, so we've had our first participant come in. We got some good feedback in terms of what the community is out there thinking. We have our next guest lined up already. Those of you who signed up that haven't clicked on the Zoom link, I encourage you to look at your inboxes. You should have received an email from myself and the Zoom link that you can use in order to sign up and be logged in order to chime in. Our next guest that we have, I believe, is Mr. Mayor Larry Wallace. So I'm gonna allow Mr. Wallace in here and we can continue with the meeting. Dr. Wallace, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
How are you, Dr. Wallace?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing well too. Thank you for calling in. My name is Eden Ramirez and I'm here to talk about the Manor ISD Superintendent search. And so some people haven't signed up yet or haven't logged in to sign up. So I'm happy to take you in now if you're okay with that.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to allow all of our participants about 5 to 6 minutes. I'll let you start with an opening on that, and then we can talk a little bit more about kind of what we're looking for based on your feedback. Does that sound good?
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Let's get started.
You know, the basic thing is regardless of whether the individual comes from within the organization or external to the organization, what's going to be very key, especially when you're looking at the City of Manor perspective and where we're going to be going within this next 10, 20 years in the future of the city, is not only it expanding and growing as a family-oriented, a collaborative type of environment, but also being more complex than it has ever been before. With still the upbringing of individuals that are here, have been born here, have been raised here, and continue to stay here, and those that are brand new coming in. So, you know, one of the things I'd probably highly advocate, especially as we're talking about the school district working with the City of Manor, the municipal staff, City Hall, and so forth, is going to be someone that really truly understands the minority population, underserved, underrepresented population, understands the weaknesses of being close to the Capitol and how that political arena will be very serious and critical to getting some things executed because you're so close to the quote unquote flagpole, right? Manor, out of all the cities within Travis County, is the most underserved, underrepresented, populated city out of them all. So someone that really truly understands the uniquenesses, the messaging points that are going to happen, the uphill, I don't necessarily want to say uphill battle, because we have a lot of schools that are doing great things, that are coming off of great lists and receiving great recognitions. But still, there's the uphill battle of once they graduate from here as high school students and move on into the real world. Someone that's going to understand the intricacies, the glass ceilings, the barriers, all those things are going to still be there for our youth when they get into the real world, quote unquote, real world, right? Someone that also understands sometimes you're going to have to push back on your electeds, right? Even my city manager and his team pushed back on city council. So someone that understands what the full role responsibilities of their position is, being hired in, receiving a pay through taxpayer dollars, understands where they may have to disagree with their elected bosses and are looking at what the actual paid role and responsibility is, and not necessarily who put them in those roles, right? That's the one of the thing that we do, especially with my team, is try to let them know sometimes we have to be the bad person to make sure the whole community is taken care of. We don't scratch anybody's back. That's not the job, that's not the role, whether as electeds or whether as a paid individual. So that's going to be something that's going to be very key when you're talking about new regimes coming in, new entities coming in, and working with the City of Manor, right? I mean, the school district is one of the largest entities here within the city, but again, the City of Manor supports the community and organizations and individuals that are focused on taking care of the community. So I would say whoever comes in to fill this role needs to understand that, you know, and has to be looking and saying the best way to maximize a relationship with the City of Manor, the elected officials, City Hall, and so forth. It has to work together, because at the end of the day, things go through the Planning and Zoning Commission, go through City Council, get approved and so forth like that. And we want to make sure things get done smoothly and as quickly as possible. And that can only happen if we continue to go back to the monthly meetings that were had between City Council, City Manager, Board President, as well as the Superintendent. There are recent joint messages that are going between the Superintendent and myself, the representation of the Superintendent on multiple different committees within the organizations within the city, whether it be the Mayor Chamber, whether it be a couple other different organizations. So I think having that individual that understands the uniqueness, understands what the community is going to be seeking as far as an individual that's out from behind their desk and realizes that they have a team to do other things, and it's going to be on them to not only give guidance and strategic visioning, but also to come out and speak directly to the community, to the different campuses, to the kids, and speak to them from a level of they are the leader, they are the chief executive officer. So the vision, the 5-year plan, if they continue to work the last year that Dr. Avery put in place, or whether they decide to create a new one, it is they are doing this. They will have this individual do this or execute this.
And I think
right?
you touch up on a very important point, and that's understanding, that oftentimes school districts are interconnected with their cities that they serve, and how both of them, should have a mutual relationship in terms of benefiting the students. So I think that's a great perspective for the board to keep in mind as, they look at these candidates essentially to make sure that they are candidates who have that bigger picture in mind about the role of the school and the relationship they have with the city. I think that's a great point.
Definitely, especially when we have this pandemic that's going on for projected another 18 months, 2 years. It's going to become very crucial when you talk about that the actual emergency management plan is led and operated by the city, working in tandem with TEA and the local school districts. So it's going to become very crucial that that individual understands that they are a key piece to this whole puzzle and to this table. They have the majority of the people that are the high probability of creating a resurgence within a city and having to work in alignment with us to make sure that their way forward of reopening, their way forward of doing the meal distribution and other things are in agreement with our emergency management plan as well.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Wallace, I do appreciate you taking the time calling in. I think that's great feedback for us to make sure we consider, and for the board to consider as they're looking at the candidates, to make sure that the candidates that are selected for interviews or for the potential job, that they be candidates who understand that, the relationship that your district, your city have in your community, and to recognize that relationship and build on that. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments. We really appreciate it, Dr. Wallace. I can give you a 15, 20 seconds to close out if you like.
I don't have any additional remarks. I just felt that, got to say something, need to say exactly what we'd be looking at, what's going to help move things forward smoothly. And if I don't, I can't ask other people to speak up, and I don't speak up myself. Thank
you, Dr. Wallace. We appreciate you coming on here. We're only having the participants on here, and we're asking viewers to join us on Facebook or YouTube. So you're more than welcome to join the rest of the meeting on there as we kind of go through this. Will do. Have a good one. Thank you, Dr. Wallace. All right, so we had right now the mayor of Manor come on board and talk a little bit about kind of what he's looking for as opposed to the relationship Manor ISD and the city should have. So good feedback that we're getting from the community. I see a couple of other of you have already signed up or are already on the waiting room, waiting to come in. I encourage anyone else who signed up to look at your emails. I sent out the link there for you to join us, those who are speaking. So we're going to start with our next guest who we have on here. And I think it's Cole, maybe. Let's see. Mr. Colegata or Mrs. Colegata?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. How are you? Mr. Colegata? Let's see.
He's muted.
He's muted. Yeah, I just unmuted him. Mr. Colegata, how are you, sir? Can you hear me? I think we're having some technical difficulties. I'm sure he can hear us. Let's see. Mr. Colegata, can you hear me, sir? All right, maybe he'll log on back on right now real quick. And I want to me on YouTube and on Facebook. I want to make sure that I clarify that. We don't have any other participants who have logged in yet, but I do want to take this time to encourage anyone who's watching that if you do want to sign up to speak, that you shoot me an email. My email is eramirez@808west.com. If you shoot me an email right now, I'll send you the link where you can log on and for you to be able to take my call, or for me, you to be able to sign in. That way you are participating and can join us. So let's see, we have any other participants who.
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Yes, ma'am. For anyone who wishes to sign up still right now, we still have some slots open for the town hall. So I encourage anyone that wants to sign up to shoot me an email. You can email me at eramirez, RAMIREZ @808west.com. And if you email me, I'll shoot you the link where you can come on board, and we'd love to hear from you during the town hall. I know we have a few other of you who already signed up, but who have not logged in yet. So if you did sign up, we will, you should have an email in your inbox, and your inbox, it'll give you the direct link to come on board with us. So I encourage those of you who signed up to look at your inboxes. That'll be the best way to log in right now. But we had 2 participants coming in right now with good feedback about what Manor ISD should look for in the next superintendent. And we'd love to hear more from you, from everyone on here. So let's see if we get anybody else to come in. But one thing I do want to talk about and inform the community, we'll take this time to do it, is talk about a little bit about the process that's happening right now in terms of the superintendent search. One of the things that the district did in conjunction with the search firm was that we opened up the application period for a little over 4 weeks. During those 4 weeks, the district posted the position. The district included what they were looking for, some minimum requirements. And then after that, we let the applications run to leave it open. At the end, we had 37 candidates apply to Manor ISD all across the United States, a great pool of candidates. And so one of the things we've been doing the past week is collecting as much data as possible from the community. We had, some of you might have seen a community survey that went out. We had a little over 600 responses combined in both English and Spanish. That was a great turnout. So we appreciate all of you who took the time to sign up and to speak about, through the survey. That was a great opportunity for the board to be able to learn what you're thinking and what the community is wanting. The other thing that now we're doing is obviously this town hall. We had people sign up, so we're waiting on anyone who signed up to just log in. We'll bring you on board to hear more about what you're looking for in the superintendent. What that looks like, based on the feedback we get, the board will have a meeting that's posted for tomorrow. We'll review applicants, and then we'll go to interview processes. And once we do the interview processes, the school district will have the opportunity to select the lone finalist. When the lone finalist is selected, then there's a 21-day waiting period for the person to be hired by the district. So it's an exciting process for the school district to go through this. And it's obviously a big opportunity for the community right now to come on board and have your feedback in terms of what we're going on. Para la comunidad que nos oye hoy en español, tenemos esta plataforma para ambos que hablan inglés y español. O hablar un poco acerca del tema de lo que está sucediendo. Como saben que el Distrito Escolar de Manor ISD está ahorita en una búsqueda oficial para el siguiente superintendente de la escuela de Manor ISD. Este proceso, muchos que han mirado pudieron ver en línea que tenemos una encuesta donde podían llenar información para saber un poquito más de lo que la comunidad quiere o piensa que son las cualidades y los requisitos para el siguiente superintendente de Manor ISD. Este proceso llevó a cabo en el transcurso de 6 semanas, en la cual 4 la suerte de tener 37 aplicantes. Los 37 aplicantes vinieron de todo Estados Unidos, y los aplicantes ahorita están en espera para saber un poco más de la comunidad y lo que la comunidad espera de su superintendente en el futuro. Entonces, ahorita estamos esperando que los participantes que se apuntaron para hablar, que nos puedan unir. Si ustedes checan su correo electrónico en su inbox, ahí van a encontrar el sitio de internet en un link donde le pueden hacer clic y eso los traerá aquí a la junta del Town Hall que estamos teniendo. Y los que no se han puesto para hablar, claro, todavía pueden hacerlo. Ahorita me pueden mandar un mensaje de correo electrónico a erramírez@808west.com, y al transcurso de eso te da la oportunidad de mandarme un correo electrónico que quieres participar, y yo te voy a mandar a ti el link para que lo puedas hacer clic y llegues aquí con nosotros. Entonces, we're still waiting right now on the other participants who signed up. Like I mentioned, we had almost 10 participants. We've heard from 2, so we're still missing 8 of you. If you signed up for a later time, you're more than welcome to sign up before and come on board now in order for us to be able to take your questions in right now. So we are waiting on any other participants to come in. But this has been the process right now with Manor ISD, and it's certainly an exciting process for the community. So at this time, let's see if we get anybody else to come in on board. One of the things that we have on here too is we have the board who's listening in on all the comments. That's important because you have the opportunity to talk to the board today and let them know what you're thinking. So that's obviously very important in terms of outreach to the community. But you know, some of the stuff that we heard from the community in the survey, you know, I'll kind of go over some of these stuff. I think it's, you know, good information in terms of what we're looking for. But let's see. We had a lot of concerns on the survey, individuals concerned that we make sure that the new superintendent be able to handle the pandemic accordingly and properly. And so the pandemic being one of the reasons why we're doing the virtual town hall as opposed to the regular town hall. It's because we want to practice safe social distancing measures. But the kind of feedback we've gotten so far is that people want a superintendent who can build on the success Manor ISD has already had. I think that's one important clue in there. We also got feedback from the mayor asking for the future applicant to be able to work and understand the intricate relationship that happens between the city and the school board and the community, because a lot of times the city does work hand in hand with the school district. So those are important relationships that we want to make, that we understand people in the community want for their superintendent. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback. We'll wait here a couple more minutes. There you go. I think we have another one who just came on board right now. Let's see. Ms. Selena Castillo, can you hear us? Ms. Castillo?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're on here. We can take you up earlier than your signed up slot. So you're happy we can already start if you're okay with that. But my name's Aden Ramirez. I'm moderating the town hall. If you've been watching, you might have some understanding how we're working in here. So similar to the other participants, I'm going to give you the floor for the first couple of minutes. Let us know what you think, and then we can have a conversation about this. Does that sound good?
Yes, great, thank you.
The floor is yours.
All right, thanks. So my name is Selena Castillo. I am a teacher here in Manor ISD. I have been with the district for the last 7 years. I am at Decker Elementary, most recently as a second grade bilingual teacher. And I'm also a member of the largest teacher organization here in Manor, that's the American Federation of Teachers. Currently we have a voluntary consultation with the superintendent, with district leadership. We've been meeting, we try to meet once a month, but this year has been this one's been one for the books, right? So shout out to Dr. Yearwood for always meeting with us and keeping that open line of communication with district teachers. We meet and go over any ongoing issues at the campus level and the district level. And so I think one of the things that we want to continue to see in the future superintendent is somebody who is open to keeping that and keeping that open and honest communication between district leadership and teachers, because sometimes, you know, those things kind of get lost with the regular operations every day. And but keeping that space for teachers to be able to have access to the superintendent and someone who honestly values teacher input and experience and feedback. And I think Dr. Wallace was saying earlier about being open to sometimes the feedback's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? Sometimes it is pushback. So somebody who's open to hearing that from teachers, I think, is important.
Yeah, I think that's great feedback you're talking about. It's certainly a good perspective, especially because after all, the superintendent is the educational instructional leader of the district. So making sure that teachers feel valued and heard about these concerns is always a good point. So let me ask you, how important is it to you for the next superintendent to have had extensive classroom experience, or do you think that's important at all?
I think it is absolutely important. Someone who's been in our shoes before and for several years as well. We see a lot of the fast track, to leadership positions, and then sometimes that classroom experience is minimal. And teaching today is nothing compared to what it was 10, 20 years ago. So definitely someone who values that feedback of what it's like to be in the trenches on the ground doing it right now.
You know, you bring up a good point. You talk about how teaching today is not what it was 10 years ago, much less 20 years ago. How important do you think it is for the next superintendent to embrace this sort of technological revolution and change in education?
I think it's paramount, seeing as how everything we're doing right now is at the mercy of technology. And students pick up on technology a lot quicker as well. But I think also someone who values the same for the in-person paper and pencil. I think we have to find a balance. Like, I don't consider myself a technological native. I feel like I grew up in both worlds. So I think always having that balance of the need for books and tactile learning as well as the digital platform.
Have you gotten any feedback? You know, you talk about your role and what you do, and you certainly, must be seen as a leader on the district in terms of who you represent and who you work with. What kind of feedback have you gotten in terms of this process and the next superintendent and what they're looking for?
I mean, to be completely honest, I think that sometimes these processes are a little bit disconnected from the communities we serve. So I think that somebody who is also willing to be out in the community and speaking with parents, especially our non-English speaking parents, who I feel like sometimes are left out of the process, not because they don't care, but sometimes our institutions and our systems are kind of intimidating. And so making sure that we are bringing all the stakeholders in, but parents especially.
Yeah, I think that's great feedback, certainly. Let me ask you one more question. I'm trying to, feel as much as possible. Does it matter to you where the next superintendent comes from in terms of state, district, or anything like that?
I think it does matter that somebody who understands the demographics here, the geopolitical factors as well, in terms of the makeup of our district as well. I think that does matter. And I think somebody who demonstrates the cultural competence of all of the cultures that are represented here in Manor ISD, I think is definitely important.
One of the things that I think the board was interested in is wanting to know candidates who were in districts that were similar to Manor in terms of makeup demographically and stuff. So I think you bring a good point with that. So look, you have 20, 30 seconds. Do you want to give any closing statements on this?
No, thank you for your time, and thank you for the board members for their work. And I will be reaching out to them this week as well, and some of my other colleagues. So thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
So right now, let's see. There we go. So we had another participant come in right now and bring up a very interesting perspective and point, and that's the teacher perspective. Certainly one that should be, that speaks a lot because, after all, the superintendent will be the leader of the teachers. So very good feedback we're getting. I had a couple of you email me asking to participate. I responded to your emails. So I sent you the links. If you click on the link that I emailed you, it'll bring you back on board to the meeting. So I will give my email again for any new individuals who are watching us. You can email me at that's the letter E Ramirez at 808west.com. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to type in my email and I'm going to change my name here at 808west.com. So you see at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, maybe right there. You see? There you go. That's my email. You can email me directly. I will send you the email link that you can click on and sign up, and it'll bring you to the town hall. And we'll give you an opportunity to say that you are, to see what you think about the process and what you want to do. So I know that we are waiting on some more people to jump in. We're missing about 7 people who signed up initially, and I have about 2 people who emailed me for the link. So if y'all want to sign up, we'll take your call right now, and we'll kind of go through this process to do that. And you see my email's down there, and that's where we can start. I think I got some individuals going in here, but yeah, one of the things that the board was very interested in was, that the superintendent, the future superintendent, have some understanding of the demographic makeup of Manor ISD and being culturally competent and aware of, the dynamics that are in your district. And they're all very good feedback that we're getting. For those of you who are just joining us in, you have some feedback on this. We actually have our next participant. So I'm going to take in, we have Ms. Maria Amezcua. So let's bring her in and we'll start from there. Let's see. Ms. Amezcua, can you hear me? Let's see. Ms. Amezcua, how are you today?
Hola, ¿cómo estamos?
Muy bien, bienvenida. Muchas gracias por participar. ¿Cómo se encuentra usted?
Muy bien, gracias. Estoy emocionada de poder hablarles y unirme con ustedes por medio de manera innovadora, algo diferente. Les agradezco mucho la oportunidad de hablar.
Así es, pues mire, muchas gracias por participar. A consecuencia del COVID-19, estamos teniendo nuestra junta virtualmente, todos de casita, más que nada. Entonces, si como sabe, estamos platicando un poco con la comunidad acerca de lo que estamos buscando en el siguiente superintendente de Manor ISD. Y nos encantaría escuchar de usted de qué es lo que tiene que contarnos, qué es lo que espera en un superintendente futuro. Entonces, le voy a dar unos 2-3 minutos para que nos platique un poco de lo que usted busca y luego vamos a charlar un poco después de eso. ¿Qué le parece?
Muy bien, gracias. Comunidad, para mí lo más importante sería de que hemos trabajado arduosamente para tratar de hacer una comunidad unida. Ya no somos nada más el color rojo, el color azul, somos unidos en Manor. Entonces, para mí es muy importante que nosotros sigamos teniendo estas oportunidades para tener otras organizaciones que quieren ayudar a nuestra juventud participar. Entonces, eso se ha podido lograr un poco más desde los últimos años con Dr. Avery. Entonces, quisiera alguien que entendiera la comunidad, que entendiera que somos diversos, que tenemos necesidades específicas, que tenemos necesidades y queremos tener recursos. Ahorita estamos teniendo dificultades con personas que no tienen acceso a internet, no tienen acceso a maybe un traductor o no tienen acceso a equipo electrónico para que terminar este año de manera pues beneficiaria para los niños, ¿no? Entonces necesitamos alguien que se enfoque en los niños. Primero y lo más importante para, yo creo, todos en la comunidad es alguien que se enfoque en tener la voz de los niños principalmente. Tiene que ser una persona donde los maestros puedan hablar abiertamente de lo que son sus necesidades sin miedo a que les digan, no puedes decir tu opinión honesta si no tienes problemas luego en el trabajo. Necesitan una persona que sea honesta, abierta con los maestros y que también sea honesta y abierta con los padres de familia, porque es también muy importante de que creo que mucha gente no entiende el rol, el papel que estamos tratando de buscar, es que esa persona va a trabajar para nosotros, para los padres de familia y para los niños de la comunidad.
Así es, muchísimas gracias por toda esa información and I'm going to translate a little bit about it. We'll have also maybe an English conversation. I want to make sure all of our viewers across are able to listen to this. So thank you so much. I think you bring up great points in this. A little bit, and you know, as we go along, correct me if I misstate anything, but you know, we're talking about having someone who understands that kids are the focus more than anything, it sounds like. And I think you're talking about also a common theme we've seen, that we want individuals to build on what the previous superintendent had already done here in Manor ISD, as opposed to reinvent the wheel. Does that sound, you know, pretty accurate in terms of what we're talking about?
Absolutely. I think it's just having the focus of our kids in mind. For me, it's always been about the kids. We need great teachers to do that. We need great principals to do that. So, and we need to keep up with the technology. All those things come into key roles into our community.
So let me ask you a couple of questions. I mean, what are the biggest qualities or skills you're looking for in the next superintendent?
Honestly, for me, I think the biggest quality has to be approachable, has to be someone that's going to be out in the community. It's not a typical 9 to 5 job. It's sometimes you have those events where, you know, the kids like to see them at prom or at a football game, or you know, cheering them on at a basketball game, whatever. It's great to see them in the community being an active part of being involved and seeing firsthand, the kids going to championships or, winning on a robotics team or whatever. I think it's very important that they be involved in the community itself.
Ya, son puntos muy importantes. Alguien que tenga ese compromiso con la comunidad más que nada y que se entienda que los estudiantes, cuando están jugando fútbol, cuando están tocando una orquesta, que les importa que los miren y que los aprecien el trabajo que ellos están haciendo ahí. ¿Cómo lo ve ahí, verdad?
Sí.
Bien, muy bien. Well, Ms. Kua, I will give you 20, 30 seconds for a closing, if you're happy to, or any other comments you wish to share.
Yeah, just in closing, I just want to say that, whoever ends up in this position, I wish them the best of luck. I look forward to working with them. I am active in the community, and I definitely love just being a part of Manor. So I look forward to having more conversations one-on-ones once that person is picked out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all your time and for coming on board here with us tonight and chatting with us a little bit about what we're going to look forward to in the next superintendent. You have a good night, and we encourage you to keep watching.
Thank you so much. I will.
All right, so we heard from our first Spanish speaker in terms of what we're doing. We're trying to make this as inclusive as possible for the entire community who's listening. We did have our Spanish session was going to start at 7, so about 30 minutes off, but we're happy to take any calls that are coming in already. I know I got a couple of emails, some of you who are just joining in asking who I was, so I'm happy to answer that. My name's Eden Ramirez. I am with the search firm who is helping and assisting your school board in the search process for the next superintendent of Manor ISD. So I'm serving in a consultant role. I'm an attorney. I'm serving as a consultant role. So that's, those of you who asked me, that's who I am. But I know you said you didn't want to speak, but you wanted to know who I was. But I'm encouraging that person who emailed me to sign up and come on board and just talk a little bit with us about what they think. I think that your role as a counselor would be awesome. So thank you for reaching out. But a lot of good feedback, a lot of great comments that we're taking in. We're gonna make sure that all these information we're able to dissect and take back to the board in terms of what we're looking for. I know we have about 5 board members present with us today. I know we have Ms. Tamika Thomas, who joined us a little bit halfway through. So great feedback, great information. Those of you who are listening and want to join and want to give us a few comments, as you can see here at the bottom screen right here, my email, eramirez@808west.com. If you email me, I'll shoot you the link. You can sign up and you can be part of the conversation here with us tonight. For those of you that already signed up earlier today on the web page, but who have not called in yet, I encourage you to look at your emails. I sent everyone a link on how to sign up. And if you are looking at your email, you'll click on the link, one click away, and then it'll bring you right here to us. But we have heard of a lot of good information here so far tonight, and we still have time for more comments. So please do sign up and come on board. If it's English or Spanish, para la gente que está mirando en español, aquí son bienvenidos también para hablar un poco con ustedes al respecto de lo que estamos buscando en la siguiente superintendente o el siguiente superintendente de Manor ISD. Todos los participantes aquí los esperamos y aquí si miran este correo electrónico, aquí en mi pantalla, el correo electrónico es ramirez@808west.com. Si me mandan un correo electrónico, yo les mando el link para que participen aquí con nosotros. Ya llevamos más o menos una hora platicando con gente y con participantes, and we're getting good feedback with all this. So we really do thank everyone here for being on board. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to email the participants again. I know we have some who are still missing, who haven't come on right now. And I'm going to email the link again, just so it's at the top of your inbox. So just remember, all the participants who signed up, you will have the link in your inbox again, where you're able to click on the link and come on board here with us. We are doing a virtual town hall. That's in large part because of COVID-19 matters. We're trying to practice safe social distancing. So this has been a unique and creative way for us to participate with this. So it's exciting conversations. We've heard from mayors, teachers, community members, good feedback. Let's see if we get anybody else sign up, or if you have any questions and maybe you're too shy to come on screen, but you want those questions answered or have any information you want to provide, I'm also happy to read out those comments out loud. If you email them here to eramirez@808west.com, I'm happy to read out the comments. If anyone wants to send an email my way about this. And I know we had a few of you who already asked me some information there, so I'm happy to continue doing that for anyone. My inbox is currently open. So far, we're in 1 hour into this, so thank you all who have already participated. Let's see. Let's see, I'm trying to message some of y'all back right now. All right, let's see. I had a couple of you email me for the link, so I just sent it to you. Hopefully you can call us in right now and we'll take your call as soon as you shoot us a call or your message. But for those of you just joining us, we are having a town hall meeting tonight with Manor ISD in the community about your next superintendent. So our goal here tonight is to talk to you, give you the platform to hear us, and for you to tell us what you are thinking about in your next superintendent. It's extremely important that the board members, some of who are participating with us tonight, know and hear from the community directly about what the community is looking for in the next superintendent. So tonight's meeting is exactly that. It's giving you the opportunity to come on board and participate with us and do that. One of the things that you can do if you want to keep up with the superintendent search and you want to find out what's happening after the town hall, I encourage you to go to manorisd.net. Manor ISD has a specific page that has superintendent search information, and so you'll be able to see that information on there. And also we encourage you to participate with Manor ISD in the future and watch all the board meetings. They all happen live on here. The next couple of board meetings, you're going to be able to get some information about we're going to be able to get some information about what we're looking for and what the school board's doing in terms of communicating with the community and what they're doing with respect to the superintendent search, such as announcing a finalist, such as announcing individuals that we might be interviewing. You're going to be able to keep up. So go to manorisd.net and you'll get all the latest information as to what's happening with the search. The other thing that's going to happen is we do have an English town hall and a Spanish town hall. And so right now at 7 o'clock, we're going to sign off from this one and open up the Spanish town hall. I know that a couple of you already came in Spanish, and a lot of you already, we heard some information, but we're going to still open up one more meeting right now at 7 o'clock when we open up the Spanish version. So anyone who wants to participate right now is welcome to come on board and hear us. We have 30 minutes left in this town hall. So we encourage you to email us, email me, my email is on the screen, or call us in, email your comments, your concerns, and we're happy to do that. Let's see, I think we got some more information coming in here. All right, we got some feedback that they're enjoying this, and we're trying to herd in the cats to make sure they come in on board. So yeah, thank you to the person who emailed me. Yes, we want to make sure more of you come on board. So anyone who's watching out there, you should definitely consider signing up. I'll shoot you the link, and we'd love to hear from more people. So we do have board members, like I said, those of you just watching and those of you just tuning in. We have some board members with us who are going to get to hear directly from you what we are doing and what we're looking forward to here with the superintendent search. But again, for those of you just joining us, the search has been going on for about 6 weeks. About 4 of those weeks where the application was open. Your school district received about 37 candidates. The 37 candidates are distributed across the nation, some from Texas, some from other states. So we've got a great pool of candidates that your board will consider, but for your board to consider them, we need to hear from the community. So this past week and a half, we've had community input coming in via this town hall, but also coming in via a survey on your Manor ISD website, talking about earlier. And on the survey, a lot of you commented back in terms of what you were looking for in the next superintendent, and we got a lot of great feedback. One recurring theme we keep seeing is that the community wants someone that can build on what Manor has done. I think it's undoubtedly that the students in Manor have really put Manor on the map with the work that they've done, and that Manor has a long history and track record of delivering quality education to the students. And so we've gotten some feedback that people want to build on that success. And I think it's rightly so, because Manor ISD has done a lot of very innovative and a lot of fast forward moving thinking situations. And so building on that will be important. But also we've gotten feedback that talks about how they want a superintendent who's had classroom experience. So that's also important for the board to know. So regardless of how we're looking at it, we're really enjoying all the feedback that's coming in here. And we do thank you a lot for that. So thank you. Thank you for all your comments. We're still waiting on more. I know we had 9 participants sign up. I just sent a reconfirming email to those of you who signed up, and we still have a few of you who are not on here. But if you did sign up, look at your inbox. You should have a link. One click away gets you into the chat room, where you can definitely be in here and talk to us. One of the things you can do is you can actually leave comments on the YouTube. I know some of you are watching us via YouTube right now. And if you're on YouTube and you're watching us and you have comments, we do have Mr. Angel Vidal here with us today. Mr. Vidal's on here, and he's going to read the comments that we get on YouTube just to hear a little bit more about what everyone's thinking. So let's bring in Mr. Vidal here real quick to say hi and tell us how they can leave comments on YouTube. Mr. Vidal, can you hear me, sir?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Ramirez.
How are you, Mr. Vidal?
Doing pretty good in yourself?
We're doing well. So can people leave comments on YouTube then?
Yes. Yes, our community should be actively able to comment through YouTube. So I am able to comment back on them. I've actually typed in a couple of things already, letting them know to send you the email in both English and Spanish. So if y'all want to go ahead and just go on there and basically comment all of these comments or questions or concerns that you have for either I or Mr. Ramirez, so that we can go ahead and just read these back for the record. So anything or questions that you guys may have, make sure that you comment those in the comment section here, and I'll go ahead and read those back while we go here through the meeting, while we're waiting for more responses to come through Mr. Ramirez's email as well.
Yeah, so I had one email come in right now bringing up a really good point. And so one thing I do want to tell everyone is that any emails you send me are confidential. Only I will see them. So only I will be able to see those comments. So thank you for anyone who is signing up and sending emails. So we were asked about whether community members will be part of the interview committee. And so that conversation is one we'll have down the line with the board, more importantly, because the candidates, so we'll talk a little bit about that. I think that's a good point. So the candidates who sign up for a job, right, for a superintendent in districts, those are actually confidential information that's not accessible to the public. So bringing on community members to the interview committee for the superintendent is not something that would be allowed by law, mainly because the law does protect the applicants who are applying to superintendent. However, these platforms give the opportunity for the public to give input to the board about what to consider when they are interviewing these candidates. So the answer is we would not be able to have any community members on the interview board, because the interview board is strictly to the board, because the candidates are protected by law. But we do have the opportunity for community members to send us in questions, fill out the surveys, leave comments on YouTube, and certainly email me right now any comments or questions you all have. So that's a very good question, and I do want to talk a little bit about that as to why it is that that's how it works. So great question with that. I don't know if we have any comments on YouTube that Mr. Vidal wants to read out right now. I'll give him the opportunity for that. But yeah, no, we know that some of you have shared with us that you are a little shy of coming on here. That's okay. Just email us your comments, email us your questions, and we're going to be happy to talk about those. And we'll definitely keep it anonymous, so you all can just share with us the information you do want to share with us. But anyone who wants to sign up and talk with us tonight, that's what I'm really encouraging everyone to do. If you look at your screen right now, at the bottom corner right here, you see E. Ramirez at 808west.com. You can shoot me an email. I'll shoot you the sign up link, and you'll be able to sign on and hear us and be part of the meeting here today and see what your thoughts are. We do have about 20 minutes to go for the English meeting, and then we're going to have to end this meeting, and then we'll reopen again at 7 o'clock. For the next meeting, and let's see, and then that's when we're going to have the Spanish meeting. I know we had some Spanish speakers already come in right now, but we'll be able to do that. So this is what we'll do. We'll give everybody about 5 more minutes to sign up. If we don't get any other signups in the next 5 minutes, we'll take a 15-minute break, and then we'll end this meeting. We'll take 15 minutes, and then we'll come back at 7 o'clock for the Spanish meeting. That's supposed to start at 7. So anyone with some last minute comments, well, we have 5 more minutes for you all to come in and join us on this. But, to talk a little bit about what the board is going to be taking into account. And I think that's the important part. The board tonight is here to hear from the community, as they have been hearing over the past few weeks and through the survey, about what we're looking for in the next superintendent for Manor ISD. And so one of the great things about this process is that the superintendents who are applying to you come from different backgrounds. They come from different states across. They come from different district sizes. And your board has a large spectrum to consider, which is very exciting for Manor ISD. There's a lot of interest in there for a lot of reasons. Namely, Manor is a great district. It's a good district with a good track record. And so that's one of the reasons it's an attractive district for applicants. And so just to kind of, give you one more rundown as to the process, once the application closes, which it closed about 2 Fridays ago, the application closed, and now we're reviewing the candidates, we're vetting the candidates. The board will be taking into account all the information we've heard tonight. And then we're going to have the opportunity to share that with them tomorrow at the board meeting. We'll select a first round of interviews. We'll interview candidates. We'll probably do a second round maybe. After the interviews are done, then we'll have a 21-day waiting period. And after the 21-day waiting period, we are going to be able to announce or bring on board the candidate once the board announces the lone finalist. So it is a very legally meticulous process as to how superintendents are hired in Texas. And so that's what we're doing here today, and going through this process. We're learning from the community. We're learning what the community has to say about this. And so we are, we're excited for all of you who participated. But yeah, no, we thank everyone who's coming on board already to participate. We thank you all for your comments. We'll be taking these comments to the board. At this time, I think we're wrapping down. So I know we have our board members still on here. We'll officially close the meeting here shortly in about 3 minutes. I don't know. Let me ask Angel one more time if we have any other comments.
No, sir. Currently, I don't see any other comments on our YouTube.
All right. So we don't have any other emails that are coming in either. We emailed the link again. For all of you who did sign up for the English meeting that maybe you didn't get to jump on board after all, at 7 o'clock, we are opening the Spanish meeting, but we're happy to take your comments anyways. If you want to come on board and still let us know what you're thinking and what your thoughts. Check your inbox. So we're down to 6:43. I think we're going to call back Ms. Celedon now. She'll help us in closing the meeting to make sure that we have an official.
Yes, I am.
Ms. Celedon, are you on here? All right, Ms. Celedon, the floor is yours again.
So I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn by Ana Cortez and a second by Janie Cerna. All in favor?
Aye.
Tamika Thomas,
Aye.
Janie Cerna,
Aye.
Sam Samaripa,
Aye.
Ana Cortez,
Aye.
Monique Celadon, aye. Motion passes to adjourn at 6:44 p.m. 5.
5-0.
Okay, that adjourns
There you
this
go.
evening.
Angel, you can stop the YouTube live right now.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us this evening. That concludes this English Town Hall.
Thank you.